Hello and welcome back to Tia's Soap History. Today we are talking about episode 1. So I'm not going to do a full recap. I'm just going to cover some highlights of the episode. And the first highlight I wanted to address is actually the opening scene where Anita and Nicole Dupree are having lunch at this country club and they're talking about Danny because they're worried about her. You've noticed that her ex-husband Bill is marrying her oldest daughter's best friend Haley at that same country club, and so Danny is very hurt because she was blindsided by this. The next highlight I want to talk about is Danny. She's on her way to meeting her sister and mom at the country club, and just by coincidence, Haley is there. Danny confronts Haley and she is really upset. She's screaming at Haley and she's just letting Haley know that, look, we took you under our wing. We befriended you. Danny even notes that she was the reason why Haley got the job at Bill's law firm because of Danny persuading Bill to hire Haley. Danny leaves Haley and walks over to her mom and sister's table, and she's venting to them about the nerve of Haley and how she'll never forgive her and Bill for what they've done in regards to betraying her trust. So the next highlight I want to cover, Haley is viewing her new home that Bill has purchased, and this new home is within Danny's neighborhood and the community that Danny lives in. Her grandfather is like a pioneer of that community, and so the Dupree name is well known in that community. They're like the royalty of the community. The real estate agent Vanessa, who is Danny's friend, is letting Haley know that, hey, I don't know why you and Bill decided to buy a house in this community, knowing the Dupree's legacy in this community and how you're going to be social pariahs. Like, do you really want to do that? You could have chose anywhere but this community. As Vanessa tells her, good luck, you're going to need it. So, moving on, wanted to address Danny's friend Vanessa. Well, she goes to the country club and sees the Duprees there, and she tells them, hey, I just sold a home to Bill, well, his wife to be, and they're in your neighborhood, Danny. And so that just burns Danny up. Her father had calmed her down. She was laughing with the family, but when Vanessa told her that Bill had purchased this home not too far from her home, and they're in the Dupree's community, so to say, it was on and popping. Danny gets up and Haley is still there at the country club, and she confronts Haley. She tells Haley, like, why did you guys feel the need to buy a house in my community? You're having your wedding here in this country club where you know my family frequents and that we're well-known members here. It's like you're trying to rub this in our face. Danny gets upset and she slaps the mess out of Haley. And it was so funny how the family, after Haley is slapped, she's holding her face and the family just walks by. I said this is the last performance of the Grand Dame, and she's sitting at the bar and Haley's still holding her face, and the Grand Dame turns around and says, welcome to Fairmount. And that ends episode 1. So we're going to move on to episode 2. First highlight I want to talk about is the opening scene is Anita visiting Danny at her house. And Danny's sitting in the living room reminiscing about Bill and her marriage and looking at old wedding photos. And her mom walks in like, what are you doing? Danny's telling her, we were so happy. And you can just tell that Danny, she still loves Bill a lot. She loves this man, and this man has hurt her tremendously. The next highlight I want to talk about, Haley goes to Bill's office. He sees that her cheek is red and he's like, who hit you? Oh, Danny did this. And he's like, oh no, we're gonna call the police. And Haley's like, no, don't do that because it's just gonna cause more problems. And he's telling her, well, you're a better person than me. And I thought that was kind of foul because I mean, this is the mother of your children and your ex-wife, and you really want to call the police on her? It kind of makes me feel like what Danny says, that he's a narcissist and all those things, because I thought that was really foul. Haley is telling Bill that maybe it's a bad decision to decide to have the wedding there at the country club. Maybe they need to have it somewhere like Vegas or something like that. And Bill's like, no, we're going to make it happen here. And he tells her, just leave it in my hand. It'll be okay. The next highlight I want to talk about, Ashley is there at the hospital with her trainer. Andre happens to walk in. He knows Ashley as well. And he's talking to Ashley, kind of like low-key flirting. And he's taking a picture of Ashley from the distance. And the trainer's telling Ashley, like, how you know him, because he is a player. He tries to holler at everybody. And Ashley's like, well, no, he's just my friend. The trainer's like a little smirk on her face, like, yeah, I don't know if your firefighter boyfriend would approve of that. And Ashley's kind of looking at her like, how the heck you know my boyfriend's a firefighter? So the next highlight I want to talk about is Bill. He arrives at Anita and Vernon's house. Vernon answers the door, and Bill trying to convince him to attend his and Haley's wedding. And Vernon's like, what? I don't want to come to your wedding. Nobody in my family want to come to that wedding. And Bill kind of low-key tells him things that I know about you. In so many words, he's saying it would benefit you to attend the wedding and get everybody else to attend as well. He walks out with that low-key threat. The next one I want to talk about is Martin. Martin is at home with his hubby, and they're talking about their adoptive kids. They have a teenage adoptive son and adoptive daughter. And I thought it was really weird. Well, Martin gets up and he says, like, where's the kids and where's my dinner? And the hubby is looking like, what the heck? I ain't your maid. Yeah, the husband, I can see why he's ready to just start his career and do him. Because, I know that's quite annoying. The last scene of the episode is Vernon talking to Anita, and he's telling Anita about Bill's visit, and that Bill is low-key making a threat that if they don't attend his and Haley's wedding, that it would basically benefit them. I got some things in the closet, and obviously Bill does, because Anita tells Vernon, well, we got to protect Martin. So Bill definitely has some dirt on Martin. They're saying that more than likely they're going to have to attend this wedding because they don't want to chance anything being brought out. As the episodes go on, I'm sure we'll find out what exactly Bill has on Martin.